Hello everyone, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I'm calling it Sam's Historic Travels, and the reason I'm calling it Historic Travels is I have a passion for history. I have a particular interest in ocean liners, like the famous ocean liners of old, like Titanic, Queen Mary, and such. But I like to travel. Traveling is one of my passions, as well as I said, history. And this channel is going to be more about trips I've taken, historic things that I think are interesting, and basically just the concept of the things I do in my life, any kind of adventures I've been on and such. So anyway, so this first series of videos, these are my brand new videos. I'm new to editing and everything, so I'm learning. But this is going to be a 3-part video on a trip I took back in 2018 with a company called EF Ultimate Break. It was a 7-day trip. We went to London and we went to Paris. Part 1 is going to be London. That was 3 days. Part 2 is going to be how we traveled from London to Paris on the SNCF. We went underneath the English Channel. That'll be a very short video. And then the third video will be Paris. It was a great trip, and I hope that this video will help people decide whether or not taking this trip with them is right for you. Anyway, as I said, I'm new to this and I'm looking forward to your feedback. Give me comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, and I know the first thing you do is fix the lighting in this room, but it's the beginning, so. All right, okay. So my trip began before it ever really began. As I was prepping up and getting ready to leave, I found out that a hurricane was brewing in the Atlantic. And I live in West Virginia, and it was Hurricane Florence. And even though it wasn't a direct problem to where I was going to be flying in that area when I headed off on my trip. So that was my first concern. I'm basically getting ready to take a big trip to London in a couple of days. And I'm flying out of Jaeger to Atlanta and everything. And well, so this is going on while I'm prepping for this.
That monster storm, Hurricane Florence, is strengthening in the Atlantic. You see right there that satellite image on track to become a Category 4 hurricane.
And it's heading for the southeast. States of emergency have already been declared in South Carolina.
I mean, I'm not technically in the impact zone, but I mean, come on.
The system as it moves
Seriously?
Good.
Yeah, that hurricane was absolutely insane. But it all worked out in the end. So I'm in Charleston, West Virginia, and that's where I was flying from. I was flying from Charleston to Atlanta. That was my hub, flying further south towards the hurricane, which was great, by the way. Flying towards a hurricane on my way to Atlanta. But despite the hurricane, when I got to Atlanta, everything was fine. There weren't any problems. The airport was strangely empty for some reason, but everything was good. I'm a member of the Delta Sky Miles Club. I've got the credit card and all that, so I was able to gain access to the Delta Lounge, which was very nice. I could rest up, take a shower, do all the nighttime stuff you need to do. And honestly, you don't know how good it is to be able to take a shower before an overnight flight. Like, it's just kind of relaxes you and gets you good for the evening. And make sure you bring a neck pillow. I actually have a clip from the shower, which was surprisingly nice. I know it's not the best view of the shower, but it's what I had, the only clip I had of it. But anyway, after that, went to bed, fell asleep on the plane as soon as we hit cruising altitude, went to sleep, and woke up in the UK. Now that was the first thing that happened that I was actually curious about, and I didn't get any video of it. But what EF does, which is amazing, is they actually have somebody meet you at the airport. I was expecting to see a group, or like a bunch of people from my group that were going to be there, but there wasn't. There was one guy, as soon as I got through customs, who had my name on a sign and picked me up, and he gave me a ride to my hotel. He was a very, very interesting guy. It was very cool to talk to him, and I got my first look at the city of London.
It's always day here, even at night.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's beautiful. Is that the subway? Public underground,
yeah. Underground.
What do they call that, like the tube or something like that?
Tube, underground.
So yeah, it was a great car ride and everything went smoothly. And that, right about 30 to 45 minutes later, we got to our hotel. And we met our tour guide. Her name was Vicky. She was awesome. And Vicky, if you're watching this, hello, I hope you're well. And we kind of got all set. We didn't have a lot to do right away because we were still waiting on everyone to arrive. I met my roommate, took a look around my room. I will show a clip of my room right now. Okay, this is just a really quick tour of my hotel that I'm using on my EF Ultimate Break trip. This is in London, and I shared this room with one roommate. It is a small room, but it's got plenty of room for everything you're gonna need. A TV, it's got a closet, and a bathroom, and all the essentials. Now, the one thing, I don't know about every hotel. We're going to Paris tomorrow, so I'll know then. But, whoops, I'm sorry. Right here, it's got a European charge, and it's got 2 USB ports. So, at least in the ICS hotel, or an ICS, IBIS hotel, they have that, so you're good to go for that one. I just wanted to clarify one thing, well, 2 things. First, sorry about the background noise. Something was up with my GoPro. I don't really understand why it was making that sound. It could have been the casing I was using. And number 2, I said that we're going to Paris tomorrow in that video. I shot that the night before we left, and so that explains all that. But now, we didn't do much on the first day in London. We were kind of getting everything all squared away, and then once making sure everybody arrived. So once everybody did arrive, though, we decided to go and head to go find some dinner. And we went to, in a nutshell, it's London's version of Times Square called Piccadilly Circus, and we got to take our first ride on the London Underground. And EF Ultimate Break takes care of all of those kind of train tickets and passes. You don't have to deal with any of that. For 2, I got camera rolled there. Right when we were getting on the train, some girl did some kind of a lean thing that I didn't notice at the time. And when we got off the train, that was actually one of my new friends that I met on the trip, and she waved at the camera and all that. Hey everyone, hope you all are doing well. But yeah, and so as soon as we got off the train, we came up and we found ourselves in the heart of London, Piccadilly Circus. Circus is one of the coolest places I've ever been to. It has a bunch of shows going on, street performers, tons of food. Think New York Times Square, but personally I liked it a lot more. We all hung out there for a little while, and then after that we went to this little local restaurant and hung out there. They had like a little place to where we could all just sit down, talk, have fun, just eat little snacks and just yak. And we hung out there for a couple hours. I didn't get any photos or video of us at that restaurant, but I did get this one funny little picture, which I will show right now. But yeah, that picture was real goofy, so I just took a picture of it without even thinking too much about it. But it was really cool and a lot of fun. And then after that, we decided to wrap up for the evening, and we all headed back to our hotel rooms, and we all went to bed because we had a tour the next morning. Now, I know I said I was going to do 3 videos, but I think I'm going to do 4 since the whole explaining who I was and the whole traveling and all that took up some time, and I don't want this video to be super long. So I'm going to do a 4-part video. Tune in next time for part 2, which will be day 2 and 3 in London, and which I had the opportunity to take a great tour from EF Ultimate Break, and then after that we all kind of split up. And in September, which is when I highly recommend you go to London, Buckingham Palace is actually open to the public, and I'll be talking about that in the next video. I got a couple of photos from that, but not a lot since I didn't want anybody recording or taking pictures in the palace. And then we'll go over everything else, and I did get to visit Windsor Castle as well, and that'll be in the next video. Anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave any comments. And as I said, I'm very new to this video editing. This is my first real video for YouTube. Please let me know what you think and any improvements I can make. Thank you, and have a good evening.